Hello, hello, hello,
Hi.
hello, hello, and welcome to the first episode of Gambas a la Bibi.
Exciting. I'm Maria.
I'm Parker, and today we're looking at the new Nun 2.
For those of you who don't know, it's just not a random nun. It's a movie. It's been in theaters for a few days, weeks. And we're gonna go through it, what our thoughts are. Yeah. That's basically it. We're gonna take you in the journey. On the journey or in the journey? Doesn't matter.
On the
If you don't know, we're gonna have problems here.
On the journey.
Cool. So a little bit of background. Like I said, The Nun is the second part of a saga, you could call. The first one came out in 2021, and the second part came out recently in the UK.
It's a part of the what's that called? Insidious.
No spoilers. It's Conjuring.
Conjuring universe.
Just give it a second.
The Conjuring universe.
We'll get there. Don't rush me. The plot of the second movie is set in France, and there's a priest that barely dies, and Sister Irene, which we already meet in the first movie, begins to investigate, and she once again has to face the nun, which is a demonic spirit. Very basic stuff. And
yeah, for those of you who didn't watch the first one, the nun survives.
Well, technically she dies.
No.
Everyone is like, oh my god, she's dead. This is awesome. We're doing great. But the last thing of the movie is how this black thing comes out of the nun and goes into the other guy.
No,
and the nun is the good nun, which is the normal nun. Sister Irene is like, we're all good. We did it. Yay.
Was the Warrens in that movie? I don't remember. Who was he taken away by?
No,
Just priests?
No. Is it no?
He gets taken away by someone at the
We're rushing.
End of the first movie.
Yeah.
We're talking still at the first movie.
Yeah.
After all of the shenanigans.
Yeah.
He gets taken away by...
Who's he?
Sorry.
Maurice?
Maurice.
Yes.
Frenchie.
Yeah, Frenchie.
There's only like 3 characters in the first one. Frenchie gets taken away by someone, right? He gets taken away, or does he just go off on his own? Oh no!
But where is he going? What? Where is he going?
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you about the flashback that they show us in the second one. They're fighting the nun, and at some point the nun is screaming his face, and some black shit goes from the nun into this guy.
Hey, that happened in the first one.
That's not. We're talking about the first one.
Yeah, we're talking about the first one.
That's what you. Why are you specifying? It happens in the first one. Like I'm grown.
No, I'm saying at the very end. That's not the end. That's like in the last.
You telling me that's like
third.
the after credits Marvel situation?
No.
So what's happening?
When they send the bye.
Yeah, they're saying goodbye.
Have a good life.
Yeah.
He leaves somehow.
Yeah, he takes a train or whatever. Yeah.
He takes a train.
he takes public transport. He's taken.
What happens at the end? Ending.
The guys, they show us a flashback, man.
No, man, that's not how it ends. The nun ending. What's this?
You want to pause while we...
This can be edited in. This is the priest.
Because about him. He's dead now.
He chats. Oh yeah, I thought he gets taken away by that Warrens.
The Warrens don't show.
I know.
She's the young Warren.
I remember now. Oh, hold on. I remember. So, Frenchie is in a clip with the Warrens in one of the other movies, I'm pretty sure,
like
where he's possessed.
Maurice or normal Maurice?
I think it's the same Maurice.
Because there should be different timelines, no?
What? It's the same timeline. One timeline.
Like
the Conjuring timeline.
These guys are like further back in time.
Yeah, there's further back in time.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. So Maurice should be way older when they meet the...
I don't know.
My understanding was that this girl, Sister Irene, is actually the woman from The Conjuring.
Old lady.
Yeah, that's my understanding. But I don't know what you're on about.
I don't know.
That's how they connected. Can you Google that, please?
Hold on.
Because if you don't understand what we're talking about here,
What's
I
her
can't
name?
help you.
Irene.
Sister Irene. Conjuring.
Ah,
Ask a question. Is Sister Irene?
Sister Irene.
You asked a question and you're asking a question.
Conjuring.
Is Sister Irene and Lorraine the same person going? Was finally revealed the two are not the same person, and they might not even be sisters. However, the movie reveals that Sister Irene and Lorraine Warren are from the same bloodline. So they're in different timelines.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you.
So you say Maurice when walking to the Conjuring people,
I
be like, hello.
Maureen.
Can you give me maybe there's a timeline of the Nun movies and the Conjuring movies?
Hold on. Timeline. Conjuring.
Which the Nun, there you go.
The other one had the Nun as well. Nun's the first one.
Yes.
Nun on top.
But where's the second Nun? It should be nearby. So
it's all underneath it.
Yeah. It's 52, yeah, and the next one was 56.
58. 58.
Second one starts at 56. I remember the day at the beginning.
Where's 56?
The second one, second Nun, in the movie, at the beginning, they give you a date.
Yeah, still second.
That's what I'm saying. It's at the beginning. So,
okay,
like I said,
okay.
So Maurice
We've digressed. What's going on now?
Okay, so the first movie, there's weird deaths happening in monasteries or in a specific monastery where there's a lot of nuns.
Number 2. You're not talking about number 2, yeah?
I'm explaining the one first. Because we haven't explained one. Can I
finish? Yeah, people have seen the one, maybe.
Let me don't copy me in the podcast.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I finish just a quick run through?
Oh, go on.
So there's mysterious deaths in a specific monastery, and there's a bunch of nuns that start dying. They look like suicides, but Sister Irene is like, wait, no, this is not it. She comes with a priest to investigate, and she ends up defeating the nun. People call it like some sort of miracle happens, and she managed to defeat it. And from the movie, at the end, she builds a good relationship with Maurice, which is someone that was working in the monastery at the time. And allegedly, they managed to get rid of the demon. But there's a clear scene when you can see the demon going from one body to the other one, and then we get the nun too, where, again, we're getting some weird deaths, but it's not in a specific place. It seems like the demon is traveling around, and we have different priests and nuns dying in different places. People are like, yeah, this is so good, it looks like suicides, and then at some point people start like getting burned alive, and they're like, maybe not, maybe we're having something worse happen. And that's when they call Sister Irene again, and they say, hey, you need to come back, you need to help us go and sort this out. Yeah, that's the setup we have for the second one. How would you compare the two? Do you think they're at the same level? Do you think one is better than the other one, clearly? What are your thoughts so far?
I thought number 1 was underwhelming. Well, not underwhelming. Yeah, a little bit underwhelming. Just because Nun wasn't doing much, from my recollection.
Okay.
Number 2 actually had some really good moments.
Yeah.
I think had some really good set moments.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was in the trailer as well, where the pages are flipping over on the magazine stand. But
yeah,
that was
a really
good.
good moment, yeah.
Like, they did that really well. I don't know how they managed to... I don't know if that's CG or if that's actual pages being blown.
She's an actual demon. That's what's going on.
So that was really good. So there's like small elements that I thought was standout.
I got the same vibe, like from what I remember from the first one. I like, disclaimer, I hate horror movies. I'm not good at watching them, but I did feel like in the first movie I was able to stand the jump scares more. These ones, they seem to have a mix of like jump scares and a little gory. It felt like some of the deaths are quite strong.
Yeah, over the top
to watch. I don't think the first movie had that much of that, or maybe I don't remember it as much.
I mean, by the time in the first movie, by the time the main characters get there, the priest, the nun, and Frenchie, everyone's already dead, basically. No, all of the nuns are dead.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of
You don't get to
the
see
individual deaths and what happened.
yeah, whereas here, even before the main storyline, there's still people dying and they're showing it.
Yeah.
Like, obvious spoiler. Like the first priest where he bursts into flames.
Yeah.
And they hang on to it. I think with the camera work, they're hanging on to those moments a little bit longer than previous.
Yeah, they're actually showing it. I don't think that's actually shown in the... Like, they give you the jump scares in the first one, but they don't go for the gory. And I think this one is also relying on the gory. Like, when you have the... I don't know what's called. The woman that runs the school. And she dies on the... what's that place called?
The chapel.
The
bell
chapel,
tower,
yeah. She dies in the chapel.
Yeah, chapel.
I think it was quite gory.
A little bit. I mean, that was just a bit...
From what I could see from behind my hands, it looked quite gory and traumatizing. What do you think about the nun as a character? Like,
I thought it was good. She was good. Probably one of the best ones from the universe. Her powers, though, seem inconsistent from the first one. She seems stronger in this one now.
Yeah, she's supposed to be weaker because she has to use a host body now. Before she didn't have a host.
I don't think she had to in this. She just possessed.
Yeah, but what's the reason? Like, oh, I can't travel without this guy. But then anyway, while she's haunting the girls in one place, she's also haunting the nun somewhere else.
Oh, you're talking about...
But I still need the body.
Oh, you're talking about the end scene. Yeah, I was like, what the hell's going on here? How is she possessing the guy?
Yeah.
And there's a...
And doing all this stuff in another place.
Goat man running around.
Exactly. So I'm not powerful enough to not be on this host body. I need to use it to travel around. But then on top of... And then I cannot go and carve myself into the floor to find the thing that I need to find. Oh, but again, I can push people or I can do whatever. So yeah, it's completely inconsistent. But I guess it's a demon.
Yeah, definitely inconsistent.
Yeah.
I mean, I was more talking about against the first movie. The first movie, she doesn't do all this lift up someone and burst them into flames.
Yeah, but she's supposed to be the most powerful in the first movie.
That's what I thought, but I don't know.
In this one, that's like I'm saying, like she has the host body and she seems to be connected to him and she cannot really leave him and she's using him. And that shows weakness to me, not strength. Like maybe they wanted to say like, oh, she's so strong now, she can possess this guy for a long period of time and hide it, but that shows weakness to me.
I mean, the thing is, the first one, they were meant to be on top of a gateway to hell or something.
That's a very good point.
And this one, there's more people, fear factor, boosting powers. I don't know.
And they don't explain any of that.
Yeah,
we don't know where the powers are going from this lady.
Yeah. This boost in power level doesn't make sense. So.
How do you feel about the plot about the Saint Lucy?
Saint Lucy. Oh yeah, that was the main plot point in this one. Was so in the first movie they had the blood of Christ, which I already thought was over the top.
Yes.
And in this one they have Saint Lucy, who I don't know of, is probably a real person. I don't know.
We'll go for that. Keep going.
And she's got magic eyes to thing, and she's fireproof. I don't know. And it looked like it was burning at the witch's time. I'm not too sure.
So apparently Saint Lucy is real, and apparently is one of the best known Roman Catholic martyr saints of the religion. So you should know these things, I believe. But yeah, so apparently, well, the way they set this up is quite silly. They have them walk into a room from one of the priests that dies, and they have a painting of Saint Lucy. And one of the nuns asks, like, "Oh, who is this woman?" And the sister Irene explains, like, "Oh, this is Saint Lucy. This is what happened to her." Just laying out the plot of where we're heading to, like a little bit too much exposing.
I mean, I found it useful because I was like...
Yeah, you need that information. You need that information 100%. But again, it's not a very smart way to set it out.
Yeah, I guess it's... Yeah. I mean,
yeah. What did you feel about the new nun?
What new nun?
What's her name?
Oh, the younger nun.
Yes, let me find the name. Deborah. Sister Deborah.
Sister Deborah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got a believable backstory, to be fair. She's forced into the church by her dad.
I found her character useless. So they bring her up out of nowhere. So she kind of is the helps kind of move the story along and kind of supposed to be helping Sister Irene, even though doesn't seem to need much help. She's just running up and down, and then they try to give her layers, saying like, oh, actually, she has a mom. The mom passed away. The dad did this. Blah blah blah. The only thing she has for her mom is like a painting of her, who carries a painting around of their mother.
She's carrying a painting.
Like, oh, this is my mother, and she just show a painting.
It was like a drawing or something. It's crude drawing.
Yeah,
crude. Very crude.
But who does that?
It's the what?
No, they had electricity. They had electricity, and there's pictures. They keep looking pictures of the dead bodies. So there are all these dead bodies.
Yeah, but that's when her mum was alive, innit?
Who painted her? Who painted her like that?
The dad, innit?
Yeah. Weird. No sense at all. And they gave a little bit of her backstory, and the whole point is that if this nun believes in miracles, things are gonna go well.
Yeah, that never led anywhere.
No.
Her belief thing. Oh, you got
well, it
belief.
kind of did for a second. No, when they are in so at the end of the movie, they have the nun floating in the air going crazy, and Sister Irene is burning alive, but she's not really burning like Saint Lucy did. And then I don't remember what she does. She does something, and the nun drops her, and when she's in the floor, she runs back to Sister Deborah, and Sister Deborah looks at her and is like, "Oh my God, that was a miracle." And that's when Sister Deborah believes, and that's when they start praying, and they save the world by praying. They never needed actual Lucy's eyes because this lady is related to Lucy, and that's why they got saved.
Mm-hmm. But that was the big reveal.
And we had a nice appearance of the blood of Christ when all the wine burned the demon alive.
Yeah. Well, you know, they made it holy. They turned into, they prayed and turned it into the blood of Christ. Yeah, you're right.
But how do you disintegrate a demon? Can you...
With the blood of Christ?
No. Run me through the logistics of having a demon that goes through walls and shit and having disintegrate like a human.
She was disintegrated, didn't it?
I thought that's
why is it chasing ice?
What's it what?
Why was the demon chasing?
Yeah, that's another question that we have. We have been lost in that sense.
They said it was an angel or something.
Yeah, but that still doesn't make sense. Why do you need the eyes? Well, the guy said she was an angel for a bit. For a split second, and she realized how many powers that will give you, and then for some reason she ended up being a demon, and she craved those powers of being an angel, and that's why she went after Lucy's eyes.
I think they were alluding to the fact that it was Lucifer or fallen angel. And there's only one fallen angel, no?
I don't know.
I don't know about
these things.
Well,
from Sabrina.
Sabrina, Teenage Witch.
I've seen Sabrina, and I think potentially.
So I thought they were alluding to it's a manifestation of Lucifer or something, some embodiment, or it was the angel. I don't know.
Potentially, I don't know. They don't really.
Yeah, I think they just allude to some sort of angel connection.
Yeah.
And then you're just meant to make the link.
Do you think the nun is now dead for good?
No, she comes in the Conjuring universe.
Oh, fuck, it's true. But they don't really fight her. She's just around.
No, the woman deals with her. Warren lady.
One of the movies from The Conjuring is actually focusing on the nun. Yeah, I know it scares this woman, but I don't think they actually fight. Like, that movie's not about her.
We're looking at a picture of Lorraine Warren and the nun.
Yeah, that scene where they introduced the nun coming from the portrait. Yeah.
Scene. And the hallway, they brought back the hallway in this one as well. Did you notice that?
Yeah, they did a flashback, almost.
That's a flash forward.
Yeah, flash forward. But my thing is, he doesn't really fight the nun in The Conjuring.
I don't.
So for all we know, it's a memory.
Yeah. No, there's another one where she fights something like the nun. I don't know.
I can't
remember this. Someone explain this in the comment section below.
Yes, please.
Refresh my memory.
We don't want to Google all of these. Thank you. One of the things that shocked us a little bit, we both thought that the actor playing the nun was a man.
True.
Because that face has some very strong features. And you can tell it's not CGI. You can tell that's someone in a bunch of makeup. But we actually Googled it. It's an actually very beautiful woman. which I was a bit shocked about. She does have very strong features, but
I mean, she's probably quite tall, giving that experience.
yeah. But I think the face, like if you look at the face, those are very specific, dramatic features. And with the makeup, they do make it look like way more. Yeah, I agree that it's supposed to be. I guess that's their job. But in real person, like you can see those features, but they look way more like softened. Maybe I guess. She's a quite beautiful woman. I was shocked.
What else happened in that? Yeah, so coming back to the things, I thought the effects were really good in this.
Examples?
That page turning one.
Yeah, that was really good.
The fire effects were pretty decent.
Yeah.
There was another scene. Oh, the wallpaper scene.
Oh yeah, when the kid
little girl.
Yeah.
And the little girl's trying to run away, running down the stairs, and then bam, run into the nun.
What do you think about the kid and the mother?
I thought the kid acting was really good. Mum, I think she's a British actress, no? No, Mum.
She's from Narnia.
Oh, she's the girl.
She's the girl. She's one of the girls. Not the tiny girl. The eldest girl, yeah.
I thought I'd seen her before. Yeah, I'm not a fan of her, but she was alright. I mean, she didn't really have that much to do, I think.
Yeah, they don't really have a lot of depth. They seem to have some nice relationship with Maurice, but they don't really go that much into it. Yeah, it's very on the surface.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit creepy, to be fair.
That was a bit creepy.
Like Maureen Frenchie turned up like yesterday, and then he has this special bond with the child, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Well, it was the 1950s. People didn't think those things could happen.
They don't do background checks.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't think these kind of things could happen. So yeah.
Jesus. So, but what I did find weird.
Oh, I found creepier the child at the beginning with the other priest.
Oh yeah.
I found that way creepier than the Maurice.
The whole children situation.
Yeah, every time there was a children, I was like, please don't take us there. I'm not ready to deal with this. Please don't do it. But they didn't, which very classy of them, I guess.
They didn't want to upset this church.
They deserve it. Moving on. We're talking about, I don't know. You want to review what we have? I'm talking to a lot. Listen to a lot. Anything else that we might have missed?
You know, wait, hold on. Priest weird. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I found it weird that there was only 3 adults in a boarding school.
Yeah, and there was quite a lot of children.
The number of children kept fluctuating throughout the movie.
That's true.
At the start, there was quite a few children, and as it progresses, there's substantially less.
Yeah. Maybe it's the holidays. You never know.
Maybe they were dying. Maybe they were dying.
And no one really cared.
Yeah, no one really cared. Apparently.
Classic.
The 3 adults.
You found slow the beginning when you have the individual deaths happening and a bit of like showing around. Like the first scenes, I feel like they really try to be very like, what's the word? Like the director of photography is trying to be a pro and trying to take these images in France at night of these kids playing on the streets. And I think they put a lot of effort on that. And then you go to the end and you have this nun flying in the air with wonky makeup. And I think it doesn't really match. And I know that they're trying to, I don't know, you want your movie to be good and to look good. But I think they throw it out the window by the end of it.
Well, what do you mean?
So at the beginning you have, the end, like the first shot of the movie, you're in France in 1956. Yeah. And you have the kid running through the streets with a balloon, and you have the shadows.
Balloon? The football?
Oh, sorry, the football. I don't know what he's playing with. It's rounded. And then he's running around with the football through the streets, and then you can see the church at the end, and you see the shadows, and it's like a very cinematographic shot. Yeah. And then you have all that bit, it's almost looking that black and white because they're like basically in the dark the whole time, and it's like very kind of pose. And then you have the first jump scares when they don't really show you the nun, they just kind of hid it in places and the kind of very smart place, like you said with the magazines, or when she's doing all this cool stuff, and then you get to the end, and of course you need to show this woman's face more often, and she just has to be there. And I just think it doesn't really tally up one bit, you know what I mean, the beginning with the end. style-wise.
It's true. Yeah, it goes from subtle to quite in your face, but I think that would have. I mean,
They have to,
I
yeah.
kind of let that pass because I was like, oh, tension. At the start, the nun could take her time. At the
Yeah.
end, she was going for the whole eye situation.
That's true. She's
in a hurry.
She was thirsty.
She was thirsty.
Thirsty for power.
But yeah, that's what I put it down to. I mean, you're right. There is something weird with the pacing throughout the movie. Like all the nuns bits, I was like, oh, there's a lot of tension, and then all of a sudden someone dies or something happens. Yeah. But everything to do with Irene, the good nun.
Yeah.
Felt a bit slower. It's more like exposition. She's explaining stuff to the other lady, and I guess they're using the other new nun to be like the audience. So she's explaining, oh yeah, this is
that's what I'm saying. I
painting.
thought it was a very cheap trick to run us through the first movie. First of all, they tell you the first whole movie, like half of the second movie is them telling you the first movie, basically. And I think that was a very cheap trick just to have this lady. It's an effective trick, like they do run you, and I didn't remember bunch bits of the first movie. They make sure they show you flashbacks, so you definitely don't need to see the first one to keep up with the second one. But it makes it very like expositive.
I mean, it's been a couple of years, like 2 years since the last one you said, right?
I said 2021, but I did make that up. But I can have a look.
Pandemic.
The Nun 1. 2018.
2018. See?
Oh Lord.
So it's been what, 5 years?
Yeah.
That's why they kind of had to add it in. Really, like who remembers it? I can barely remember what happened in the other ones.
Yeah, that's true. But it makes it a bit longer and slower having those bits in there for people that actually remembers and follows the saga. Okay, to summarize, do you want to say what was your favorite thing, what was your least favorite thing, and what score would you give it?
My favorite things were those set moments.
No, you have to choose one thing. You don't get to give me. My favorite thing is the movie. No, you have to pick one thing.
I'm talking about like the book.
Yeah, pick one thing. Then what do I pick? Oh, I like those moments. What do I pick then?
That's true.
Pick one thing.
What did I like about the? I like Sister Irene. I thought she was a good actress.
That's your favorite thing. I'm telling you to pick one thing. If you could pick one thing.
I like the deaths.
Can you pick one death? You cannot pick everything.
Okay.
What's this? Pictures?
Yeah, I like the magazine stand.
Okay, you like the magazine stand. And what's the thing that you like the least?
Please.
Okay, the pacing. I'll give you that. What score would you give it? From 1 to 10?
Like I didn't find it scary so much. I'll give it like a 6.5.
Wow, I think that's generous.
Really?
Yeah. That's it. You said it. My favorite moment would be. I think when they're scaring the little girl. I think every moment.
Well, that's like multiple moments. What is this?
I'll pick one. Do not worry. I think when she goes upstairs away from her mom, and her mom is calling her, and then she sees the hallway from the previous movie or from the Conjuring, and then the nun ends up in the wall. I think that's a pretty good moment. A little tension, and it has a good ending to it. My least favorite moment would be the new nun. I feel like it's a very cheap trick to have like a random new character that doesn't bring anything to the story, just to be able to expose or to do exposition. I did not enjoy that at all. I think there's smarter ways to do that. And my score for this will be a 5. I'm gonna pass it. I think it's entertaining. The first act of the movie is quite slow, but when it starts picking up, it goes actually quite fast. And I think the jump scares were pretty good. So yeah, I'll give it a 5. That's it. Anything else to add? This amazing, very structured, very well put out
very
review.
Structured. First review. Oh, review conversation more like. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Subscribe.
Sounds good. See you later, everyone.
Yeah. See you later.
Bye-bye.